All right. Good morning, folks. Welcome in. It is House Edge Live. Sorry, I'm a little late today. I was on a work meeting that I have every other Tuesday, so I'm just wrapping that up before we get started here. A couple of questions out the gate. It looks like one. First of all, David, welcome in as a member. Thank you very much for your support. Really appreciate that. And then Gary followed up with about the members from the old channel. So there's kind of three channels at work here. So this channel was called Pro Craps. If you are a Pro Craps member, you're still a Casino Gaming Central member. There's no difference. I just changed the name. If you were a member though on Casino Gaming TV, that channel's still open. We don't use it much, but it's still there. I don't know how to transfer memberships from one to another. I actually have somebody I can ask. Over at Casino Quest, they've got a dedicated YouTube rep. I can ask through them how to do that, if it's possible. If not, I think I have the ability to do a gift membership. And what I can do is do like a gift kind of a thing, and then we cancel your old one. So let me figure that. I hadn't even thought about that. Let me figure that out today, and I'll get you some clarity on it. So, all right. Good morning, everybody else. Joe. Oh, Joe, I got your text late last night. I'll get to you right after the show today. All right, let's do it here. Let's get in. And just our daily reminder, right? We do this. Joe does this. Mike from On Point Craps did this for a while. We put shows on because two reasons. One is we want to help you get better. We want to help ourselves get better. And I think, Joe, you can probably back me up on this one here too, right? Because you're on the journey. Joe's on the Craftsmaster journey, right? And what I love about Joe's show is that Joe's here. Joe started, he's not there anymore, but Joe started the channel learning as he went, like learning craps and throwing and all that stuff kind of as he went and documenting the journey, which was pretty cool. Now he's more of a teacher because he's got it figured out, right? He's damn close to a master. I'll tell you what, I've shot with him a number of times. Joe's very good. And I started the channel, the original one, as a means of transparency. It was like, let me just, like, I know the game, but let me teach it and let me do a show every day. And that'll kind of cement what I know. Like sometimes teaching makes you better at what you already are good at, right? And that's kind of the way I approached it. But ultimately, below the surface of all that, right, is what's here, right? Is that the casinos really only exist to take all your money, right? So we're trying to find ways, all of us, to like make that not the case. Trying to find ways. There's no way to beat them unless you win one time and never go back again. Then you can be a lifetime winner, right? It's very hard to be a lifetime winner. But we feel like, I think all of us do, that people give too much money back, right? And so concepts like these bridge words that we use every day, the first acronym of the day is the bridge, right? Understanding your bankroll, like being in touch with your risk, the level of risk you're comfortable with, right? Knowing when to leave, when to stay, when to lean in, when to go hard, right? Having discipline, setting goals, keeping your emotions in check. All these things, right? None of them make you win. All of them make you lose less. All of them make you more aware. And we say, be where your feet are kind of a thing, right? That's what this is, all this mental stuff to be where your feet are. So when you're there in the moment, you're making good decisions. And that's all that these shows are about. And to that end, I'm working this week on this concept called progressions. And we've talked about these a lot of different times. I've done many videos on progressions, but this week it's all about the progressions. And I'm going positive this week, positive progressions. In other words, up when you win kind of plays. Yesterday we talked about them in theory. Today I want to talk about them a little bit from the other side, because although I'm a big believer in progressions, there's the other side of that, which says it's all folly, right? The math people will tell you that it's all BS anyway. So today's Fact or Fiction, we'll talk into that, and then we'll get into the pressure cooker tomorrow, where we'll do some more rollouts and try some things out and just kind of break some things down and just have some fun here, basically at the table. Today will be more of a quick fireside chat type of thing, and then of course Thursday you'll get a chance to tell me whether I'm right or wrong, whether you agree or disagree, or throw your opinions out there. Next week we'll do more negative progressions, more things like Fibonacci's and martingales and all the ways you can kind of chase the loss, and then we'll do a full week after that on pure laddering, because laddering is sort of of all the negative progressions, laddering kind of comes into this world of its own, I think, where you've got the martingalers, you've got the ladder guys, and all the other negatives are sort of just window dressing, so to speak. All right, let's get to it. Here we are. Fact or fiction. And again, we're talking today about positive progressions. In other words, ways to win by putting more money on the table when you're winning. That's a positive progression. So as you win, you add money, usually from your winnings. Sometimes you have to do a little bit from your rack, but usually from your winnings. Is that fact that that's the quote unquote best way to win? Or is it fiction? Is it bullshit that positive progressions are the only way to win? And I think what I'd probably tell you is that on some level, it's fact. And what I mean by that is unless you get a miracle run, like a true blue Barry Manilow special miracle, right? Unless you get one of those, the only way to win a lot of money is in a progression. And what I mean by that is if you're going to same bet through 10 straight wins, God forbid you get 10 straight wins someday, right? Same betting 10 straight wins gives you a 10 unit win. Same betting with a progression system could give you 50, 60, 100 times the size of win, right? The only way to win big, if you're doing a negative progression, most of the time, a martingale, a ladder, all these negative progressions, at the end of it, you win a unit or two because you're chasing the loss, you're coming back down, and you're winning a unit, resetting. So it's 1 unit at a time when the whole thing works itself out. A positive progression, just kind of going for it, right? The pros to a positive progression, and I'll show you again at the table today, I'll do a little bit of table work, is that you don't lose much when you lose. The idea is you bet as small as you possibly can, right? You're in the water as a surfer looking for a wave, you're paddling. You're not really expending a lot of energy. You're waiting for the wave to come, right? When the wave comes, i.e. your first win, now you start to paddle, right? You go after the win. You may put another bet up, a bigger bet, or even a powerful bigger bet, a double-sized bet, right? In the water, you're paddling as hard as you can, trying to catch the wave. The wave may pass you by. I surfed most of my growing up years, right? You don't catch every wave you try for. Sometimes they come a little quick. Sometimes they kind of peter out. Sometimes it looks like a big ass wave and it's nothing. It's a hump, right? In the casino, same thing. Sometimes you catch a win and it's a loss right away. You just didn't catch it. But the effort to catch it was a little bit of paddling. The effort to catch it in a casino was one bet. You put a bet out there, it wins. You take your win and you reinvest it. If you don't catch the wave, all you did was lose the first bet, not really the second one. The con to this, though, is that, or the counterpoint to that is that you did lose. You did lose. Like, it doesn't feel like you lost. And let me actually show you what I mean, because I think it's an important distinction there. I'm going to get down here, and I may bounce back and forth here a little bit, but my general theory is this, right? If you bet one, and it happens here, the banker, it happens to win, and you stack the win, that's a positive progression. Bet more after a win with my profits. If you do this and you lose that second one, you're going to say to yourself, and I would say to you, well, you only lost 1 unit. You lost the initial units, what you lost out of your pocket, out of your food money, out of your rent. You lost 1 unit. But truthfully speaking, you lost profit because you could have taken your money back and put money in profit, right? The size of what you bet after a win also dictates that, right? If you're going to take the win, let's take that win as nickels instead of a quarter, and you progress your bet by a partial unit and bring some back, and then this one loses. Well, now you're down a partial unit, but you're still down, right? You're still down technically part of your first bet. You brought back 20 instead of 25, you're down a little bit. So the thing of it is, it's not safe, right? When you use your wins to increase the next bet, and that second bet loses, you miss the wave. It's easy to say, well, I just lost the one. I just lost the initial bet. Out of my money, that's true. Out of your potential walk away, it's the win. And you say, well, it's just a quarter, right? But if you're playing at the black level, right? You're playing at the black level and you win and you stack it and you lose the second one, you're losing a black chip. You're losing a unit. And a unit, I think, should be a meaningful amount. If you're going to do a single bet progression, a unit should be a meaningful number. $25 is meaningful to some people. $100 is meaningful to other people. If you lose a meaningful amount of money, that should be noted. That's a thing, all right? Let me come back over here again. I was on this side, right? Come on, there we go. Okay. So, although I say you lose small, that's not completely true. You do lose the lowest amount you're willing to risk, but you are also throwing away profit when you do lose. So that's a thing, right? And also, a big con, streaks are hard to get. Not easy to win 4 in a row, 5 in a row. It happens. And I see 4 in a row every single time I go. Somebody wins 4 in a row every time I'm at a casino, whether it's blackjack or bach or 3-card poker or craps or roulette. It doesn't matter what it is. Somebody wins 3, 4 in a row. And we know from yesterday, 3, 4 in a row is 10 to 15 units if you're playing it in different ways, right? But getting to that point isn't easy. It may not be you that wins it at the blackjack table. Maybe the guy next to you won 4 in a row, right? It's hard. So you will lose often. You will lose your 10, 15, 20 units more often than you win the big streak. So the counterpoint to make is lose small, but you lose often, is that you end up in the same place you would have probably been if you just flat bet it. There's math guys that will say, if you do a 4-leg parlay over 1 million rolls, and other guy does a flat bet over 1 million rolls, in the same outcomes, you'll be the same. Because you will win these big ones and you'll lose a bunch of little ones along the way. It doesn't matter. At the end, math takes over and it's all the same in the end, right? And I say that's great, right? Math loves to talk about 1 million rolls. You love to talk about the one shoe that you're at the casino for, right? We live here. We don't really live here in the moment, right? Your lifetime you do, but in the moment you live in here, right? So you're trying to find that quick streak and get the hell out of there, right? Most of the time, it doesn't happen. So know that, right? You also have limited tries at it, right? And we talked about this yesterday. Let me go back to my table one more time. We talked yesterday about this limited trial thing. So if I'm going to do a parlay, let's just say we're going to do, a 3-leg parlay, right? A simple 3-leg parlay. So we bet one, we win one, and we stack it. That's hit number 1, right? Hit number 2, you stack that win. On hit number 3, you stop playing, okay? A 3-leg parlay would net you 5, 6, 7 units, okay? You're going to bet 1 unit trying to win a 3-leg parlay, which is a 7-unit net. You get to try that 6 times because the 7th one, right? If you lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you lose it 6 times. On the 7th one, it works out. Let's say the 7th one, it works out. There's your 1, there's your 2, there's your 4. On the 7th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's your loss recovery. And you have a little 2-unit win at the end of it, right? So scope that out. You don't have a lot of cracks at it. I think you do. I think people who play this way think they can do this all night long. You can't. You have a very limited trial. If you're trying for a streak with a very specific pattern and you don't catch it in whatever number of tries you get before you're at even, one more try there, you would have lost money. You would have never been recovered, right? You got to get to a point where you know it takes 5, 6, 7, 8 tries, and at the 7th try, whatever that number is, you can't go anywhere because you're going to always be negative unless you win it twice in the same night, God forbid, right? That's what I mean by you have limited tries. You have a scope. This thing wins 10 units when it works. I can try it 9 times. That's it. If you go to the 10th one and you don't win, you're guaranteed to lose, even if you win at that point. At that point, even if you catch a streak on the very next roll or shooter or shoe, you're guaranteed to lose. You're going to have to win it twice now. So that's a huge con. And that's where the house edge gets you, because the house edge and the math knows when you don't catch it, that is a big whack. And it takes another full progression plus another one to get up. The house edge does not care how many bets you make and how big they are, how long you're playing. It's the same on every single bet. So I think that that relying on this idea of, oh, it wins 10 or 12 or 15 or whatever it's going to be, you have to be careful with that. Okay. It is on the pro side, a known win. I love that. I love knowing that a 3-unit parlay is a 7-unit win. It's beautiful. I love knowing that a 4-leg parlay becomes a 10-unit win, or the 1, 3, 2, 4, sorry, is a 10-unit. The 4-leg parlay is a 15. I love knowing that when it works, what it's going to net me. It's beautiful. It isn't an unknown, like how long will this shooter go? If I'm going to do a 3-leg parlay on the 5 or the 9 on a craps table, with a 4 or a 10 or a 6 or an 8, I know what it comes out to be, right? And again, know this. Let's go back to the table. If you're a craps player, you say, no, I'm going to do a 3-leg parlay on one of these numbers. And I'm going to start with $30. If you know that that's what you're going to do, know what it's going to do for you, right? Let's do a 3-leg parlay on the 6. Okay, 30 wins 35, right? Looks like 60. That's hit number 1. Right there, and I'll use your profit over here, right? And we'll do that. We'll count the thing. Hit number 1 is there. Hit number 2, 60 wins, 70, right? Here's the secret to craps. You go up by 1 unit, right? You can parlay the whole win if you want to, or go up by 1. If you parlay the whole thing, you're going to be at 120. Okay, that's your second one. You take back another couple of bucks. You're still not even, right? The third hit at 120, it pays 125. We'll do 150. We'll do 150 for 5. Okay. And what does that net you in the end? 100, 200, 50, 275, 280 minus your 30 that your first bet was, and into a 250. So 3-leg parlay, 6 or 8 is a 250 profit. How many times do you see 3 6s or 3 8s in a hand? All the time. But you don't bet it that way, right? We do this dinking and dunking sometimes. We say bet it sometimes. We half press sometimes and hope for the end. If you target shoot and say, look, I'm going to go for 3. I'm going to go for 3. It's going to win me 250. If I went for 3 on the 5 or 9, hit number 1 also pays 35. Push it to 60, right? Hit number 2, 60 pays. We're going to call it 85. It pays 84. We're going to call it 85 for the sake of being easy, right? If you parlay that up, that's 125 plus 20. On the third hit, what does that pay? Well, I'll break it down. 125 pays 175. 20 pays 28. So it's 175 plus 28. $208. The net result, there's your quarter. There's $323 in the end. Know that. Know that. If you want to take a three parlay shot at a number, know what it is and be done with the number. Right? When I do a 3-leg parlay on the pass line, it's 1, 2, 3, and I stop playing the damn thing. If I'm up, I stop. Right? If you think about segmenting your bankroll into, this is my stack for the pass line, and this is my stack for the box numbers. And if the pass line wins itself another stack, or wins itself whatever its goal was, let's say that it wins half a stack for you, fantastic. Stop playing it, right? Put that away. Let this money work the box. If a number happens to pop for you and you end up ahead, you are done playing, right? If you use your progressions to help you hit goals, you're going to be in a much better spot. Right? The win amount is known. If you practice it and you know it ahead of time, you know what you're facing, you know what you're going to look like if it works out for you. And when it does work out for you, it's an easy out. It's like, hey, I did it. Right? I did it. The 6 popped. The 9 popped. God forbid the 4 or 10 pop, where you go from 25 to 75 to 150 and walk out of there with $600, right? It's an easy bye-bye. But it doesn't happen very often. You only get limited cracks at it. You have to know that. And the house edge could give 2 shits about what you're up to. It really doesn't care. The house edge does not matter. It's all about streak hunting. It's all about the streak hunting. If you're a adrenaline junkie and you want to whack a streak and do well, I think positive progressions are the way to do that. If you want to grind out a win a unit at a time, and your goal is to win 3 units, this may not be the way to do that. This is probably a better way to hit a little bit of a home run, or at least hit a double, right? You want to bunt and hit singles all day long. It's more negative progression. Win a unit safely, win a unit safely, win a unit safely, and walk the hell away. That's more negative progression. That's more chasing loss, but with a plan. The positive progressions are trying to hammer something, right? Trying to find that wave and paddle fast enough to catch it. I think it's the only way to quote unquote win big at a casino. It's not the only way to win at a casino. It's the way to win more money when the going is good. All this relies on variance. When it's shit variance and you're losing one at a time, the bad runs don't kill you. When it's good variance and you catch 2, 3 in a row, 2, 3 in a row, 2 or 3 in a row, the positive variance accelerates the wins, and it can cover up some later losses. So that's the pro and con. That's the yin and the yang of positives, right? Again, they can go really well, but they can also bang you out. One more example before we take off here. I'm going to show you 2 players, okay? And we'll go through maybe 5 or 6 runs here, and we'll see where one player wins or loses little or stays tied. Watch. Here's a same better, okay? Let's just go with that example. We'll go 6 losses in a row, okay? 6 losses, okay? If both guys, and we'll put them here, right? If both guys do the thing, right, on the first, and we just lose our money, they both lose the same. There's no difference, okay? But what if we go chop? What if it goes win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1? Watch this. The guy that's going to same bet, right, from the bank, he's going to win 1, and I'll keep track here. There's hit number 1 or roll number 1. Wins 1, right, and puts it away. On hit number 2 or roll number 2, he loses 1. Okay, puts that win back out there. Roll number 3, he wins 1, puts it in his rack. Roll number 4, he loses 1, puts it in his rack. Roll number 5, he wins 1, puts it in his rack. And roll 6 is a loss, or he's out there again and he loses it, right? He ends up tied. Okay, if it's a chop, right? Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, same better, ends up in a tie. Okay, again, we'll do the same comparison next week with the negative progression guy. You'll be surprised. I might even do it today. You'll be surprised, okay? The guy who's going to parlay and go for 3 in a row is going to be here. Watch what happens to him. He's going to bet 1, he's going to win 1, and he's going to parlay it. That was the first one, okay? On the second one, it's a loss. The same chop, it goes away, right? We're going to put his initial bet over here, okay? Comes back out again. Let's try it again. He wins 1, woohoo, right? And then he loses it. He lost his initial bet, and he's back over here, okay? Comes back out again, right? On the 5th roll or whatever, and he wins, woohoo! And then he loses. He loses his initial bet and throws away. So he basically throws away 3 units in profit, right? The other guy tied. The other guy's 3 units in profit covered up his losses. The guy who's going for the parlay loses 3 units in the chop. No way around it, right? Again, if he would have hit 3 in a row, would have been just fine. Would have made way more money than the other guy did if he hit 3 in a row twice. Let's take a look at that actually, right? The first guy, right? If he would have won 6 in a row, obviously he would have won 6 units. If the second guy gets 3 in a row twice, watch what happens. He wins 1, stacks it up. That's hit number 1. Number 2, it's a stack, right? Number 3, it's the miracle. And all that goes back to the bank. And then it happens again. He wins 1, stacks it up. Wins 2, stacks it up. Wins the miracle, right? If he wins 3 in a row, God forbid, 2 times in a row, there's his initial 1 unit. He wins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 14 units versus 6, more than double. More than double the win by getting 2 in a row, 2 streaks in a row. This guy's steady Eddie. In a chop, he ties. 6 in a row, he wins 6. 6 losses in a row, of course, he loses everything. The difference here is in the size of the win. When it works out for you, the size of the win is massive. It's more than double the other guy. When I get to negative progressions next week, I'll do the same examples, and we'll put a guy playing a ladder out here, and you'll see the impact of laddering your loss compared to those same two guys. Compared. The loss ladder guy, it's a whole different world. It's a whole different world when you're laddering losses, because the chop is your friend in that world, and the 6 in a row is your worst enemy in that world. When you're chasing the loss, you chase a loss and you lose 6 in a row. That guy loses his base 6 times. He actually loses his base plus 6 times. So there's a different rhythm to it when you're working on the negative side. Anyway, let's go on back to the main group here. Sorry about the going back and forth, but I think some of these things need a quick demo to sort of seal in the point. So there it is. Your pros, you're going to not lose a whole lot, very little as you go. You know what the win target is with each one of them, and it's an easy out. When you're setting goals, it's a very easy way to recognize where you are. Super simple to know in a positive progression where you are. The negative side of that, again, you lose more often than you win because you're trying to chase that run, right? You only get so many cracks at it. And again, know how many cracks you get at the apple there, because if you don't follow that, you're going to end up in a world where you pull the move off and you're still upside down because you went too many times at it. Okay. And again, the house edge doesn't give two shits about your bet size. It does not care. The casino will take a portion of every bet you make, no matter what. So there it is. That's your fact or fiction, talking about the betting progressions. Now let's go back over and get some questions and answers in here. I'm going to take a look at the board. That's my the wrong screen. There we go. Okay. Let's go through here and take a look at what we have in chat, and then I'll bust out here for the day. So let's see. The law of large numbers only affects the house. We live in the moment. Now that's a true-ish statement. It goes both ways, Dr. S, because, and you know this, right? In the moment, house edge does not get you. In the moment, it's minuscule. You're there for an hour. The house edge costs you $2. Who cares, right? But we have played, you and I, not together. We will someday. Not played together, but over my lifetime, I've been playing some, 19, 20 years old. Till now I'm 57. The house edge has caught me. I can guarantee you, over those, whatever that is, 37, 40, whatever it is, years, the house edge has got me. I've played the law of large numbers. I've seen 20,000 outcomes in all the different games I've played. More than that, I'm sure. I don't know how to even do that math, right? For sure, law of large numbers has caught me, and I'm into the house edge, right? Luckily, I've had some monster wins that make it not matter in terms of my lifetime positive or negative. But without those monster wins, you can guarantee I'd be upside down like everybody else is, right? It just is what it is. We do play in the moment, but you do live in the big pool. Don't forget that you do over your time live there. Okay. Skill says, any way to combine a positive with a negative, you can. It's hard. I tried this one time on the daily paycheck. You may or may not remember this, but I was doing a pass. I think it was a pass line. Don't come. I think it was a pass line in a DC, and I think I did a parlay on the pass line, and I think I did a ladder on the DC. One of the two, I forget which one I did. What happened was two things. One, I got really confused where I was. I got very, very confused with direction I was going and what bet was where. So that kind of sucked, but they canceled out to the point where it didn't matter. I think I was one of my more frustrating series of doing things because we never caught any ground. Once one got good, the other one didn't work very well. Because I was on the right side and the wrong side at the same time. If you did a positive negative, let's say you did the 4 and 10 is a negative progression and the 6 and 8 is a positive progression on the right side, that could be interesting. Ladder up 2 on losses, hammer 2 on the wins could be interesting, but I do feel like you're going to end up in this world where they collide. Worth trying. It's a good idea. And it's worth trying for sure. Looking forward to seeing a robust rollout. That was the Dr. Don't Pass Ones, the DC and the DPDC I did yesterday. We'll do a longer one of that tomorrow. And again, we'll set a goal at the start and we'll decide what that's going to be. We'll do that tomorrow for sure. And I may even do what Skill just said. We may even, if we can run it in there and do it that way. Gary, the pass line parlay happens. boy, does that happen all the time? I mean, and I don't mean to be like prognosticator, but do you not see that every time you go? Doesn't somebody go 7-7, 11-7, or 7-7, make a point, and then a come out 7? Four in a row happens more often on that damn pass line than you care to admit. And I'm telling you, it was Dice Coach. Dice Coach, you know, I'm not a pass line player by nature, but he has convinced me. He's like, watch. You'll see how often that happens, and it's not a hard thing to catch. And when you get it, it's a nice little tag to your bankroll. When I was watching the Casino Quest guys, they had their Big Bird session. It was funny. They were betting pretty big on the box, like 750 across, right? As a group, it was like this group of people playing together, 750 in a box, and they started at the one guy on the right side hook. They gave him $100 in green, and they said, you're going to play the pass line. They did a 1-3-2-4 on the pass line, right? And when it was your turn to shoot, they passed the greens. So that green stack, the $100 went from this guy and to the next guy, and everybody shot using that green stack as their pass line bet while they shot, right? And they were all playing the 1-3-2-4 from the pass line with that green stack. That green stack from player X all the way around, 12 shooters later, had made $1,000 from the 100. Just doing a 1-3-2-4 player by player around the table. Most of those players had a PSO or 2 shots, and that was it. A couple of points got made, but it was really kind of shitty. But the bang bang happened on the come out. It's amazing. I was like, that's actually kind of fun when you're not in the game playing. I wasn't playing with it. I was watching. Like watching that green thing go around, I was like, I'm rooting for that thing to do well. I made $1,000. It was crazy town. I still play the come ladder once in a while. I do. I play that on bubble craps a lot actually. But when I go to the come ladder when I'm playing inside plays and they aren't going well, if I'm in a group with a bunch of people. Like the come ladder to me is a nice little scoped thing, right? The 1-3 or the 1-2-4 betting pattern on that is very simple. And when I'm in a group where I know it's going to be like a meetup kind of a thing, it's a great meetup strategy because you're not playing the dark side, but you are profiting on those early sevens. I do like that one a lot. Let's see. What else? He and Sue. Oh, you're saying Vince. He and Sue quit craps. I didn't know that. 22 passes in a row. Can you imagine? Wow. All right, guys, I'm out. I'm gonna go. Was 1-3-4 betting to come out? 1-3-2-4. No, you bet that all the time. So if I go down here, and I'll show you both actually, because Mike brought it up. Let's go down to the table. The 1-3-2-4 is it's just a thing. So you bet if it's, and here's your, let's say you got $100 in the rack, right? Whether it's come out 7s or 11s or whatever, let's say it's a come out 7 and you win. Oops. And you win it. You add from your rack and go to 3, right? If that wins, let's say it was a come out 7, you go down to 2 and you're still playing because the person may roll a 6 and catch a point. Now you're at a 2-unit bet on the 6 is the point. If they hit their point, that's fantastic. You still double it up and you're waiting around for the next come out. This is where you love seeing that come out 11, right? And then you catch your 4. It's a cheap win, right? It's a 2 7s, an easy point, and an 11, and you're out of there with, after your 2 units, you're out of there with 4, 8, 12 profit, right? Beautiful little thing. The come ladder that Mike was talking about, most people haven't seen the come ladder, but that's when the puck is on. Let's say it's on the 6, doesn't matter what it is. You go 1 unit to come, and it goes to the 5. If you have 1, you bet 2. It's a ladder over what you have out there, right? If a 7 comes, you lose 1, you win 2, you're up a unit, right? If not, it goes to a number like the 8 or something. Same condition. You have 1, 2, 3 units at play. You bet 1, 2, 3, 4 units on your next bet. So it's a 1, 2, 4. Okay. Again, if they roll a 7 on this roll, and remember the shooter has set a point, that's roll 1. They've rolled a number. They've rolled a number. Now you're on roll 4. That's about where most shooters die. Most shooters die at about roll 4 on the average. 4, 4.5 is about the average, right? You catch a 7 here, you lose 3, you win 4, you're up a unit. If that 4 goes to a number, you light your cigar and you say a Hail Mary, and hopefully they hit one of them. And again, you're into it for this. If they happen to hit the 9 again, you're golden, right? The 9 comes down and it's a win. There's their 4, 1, and 2, and you're up a unit. Yeah. If the 9 wins, you're in great shape. If they happen to hit these two, you're still okay. They hit the 5. They hit the 8. Remember, you're out there for 1, 2, 4, right? You've got all but 1 unit back if they hit 2 of them. You're still playing a 4-unit bet on the 9 for the price of 1. So that's a great little system. It's a little bit of a positive ladder, but really it's kind of shooting for the early 7, but it puts you in a pretty good spot. Now the shooter gets their 7 right after all that, you're out 7, and it sucks to be you, I guess, right? It happens. All right, I'm out, guys. That's it. It is time for the morning sync up with the development team. So I'm going to go to work, and I will see y'all later. But I will leave you with Sweet Lou's focus. Remember, we start with the bridge, we end with focus. Follow your plan, observe the conditions, control your emotions, understand the odds, know your game, and stay disciplined. Above all else, you stay disciplined. Everybody have a great day. Remember, keep it simple, stupid. Right? The idiots admire complexity. The genius admires simplicity. Nothing simpler than a positive progression. Just bing, 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 bing. Count your money and you're out. See you tomorrow. God bless y'all. Bye.